Okay, this is our last video where we're going to look at how we write the code for the results window. So we're now in the situation where all these green arrows that indicate the population of the data into central store, this has all been achieved through the first three windows. So all the data is now in here. So we're now able to use the data in here to pull it out and create a results page. So let's go and look at the results. The results page is really basic. We've got a text block called txt result and we've got a button to get another quote. So let's look at the code behind for the results page. Okay. So again, in the same namespace, in the same big drawer, again, this window has got its own container, its own class container called results, and the method that comes for free, the constructor, special method that has the same name as the class. So remember, this is the one that runs when the page loads. It's the only one that runs automatically. As usual, it's got our initialize component, so basically go ahead and build my window for me, put the text block on it, put the button on it. We are now going to use this method to populate this empty text block. So if we look again, this is what the user would see if we just loaded the page as it was. There's no data in there. So when the page loads, we want that to be populated. So this is what we're doing just now. So we've got a couple of things that we need to calculate before we can actually go ahead and show the data. So main calculation is we need to work out the cost of the car hire based on what they have selected. So the cost obviously is the cost of the car times the number of hire days. So that's a straightforward flat cost. So where do we find the cost of the car and where do we find the hire days? They are inside the central store. So to access the central store, we need to use the name of the store and then the name of the variable we're trying to access. So here we're saying go to the central store, get the cost, and multiply that with whatever's in the central store for the hire days. So we're multiplying them together and we're going to store them as a float because it should be pounds and pence. So that's us got the flat rate cost. Now remember though, if they are under 25, there is a £20 premium we need to add on. So we need to check that. So how do we know their age? Again, the age is stored inside the central store. So we need to go to the hire details store and get the age out to check it. So this says get the age out of the hire details. If it's less than 25, then we're going to update the total cost that we've just calculated here to be whatever we've calculated plus an additional £20. And then that's us, and we've now got our cost. No more calculations to do. Now we just simply want to display everything inside the text block called txt_result.text. So this says go to the text block and update the text to be this big long string, which is pretty big. So let's just have a quick chat through. So it puts in the message you selected and then it goes to the central store and it grabs the car type. Because remember, all these things, car type, age, hire days, location, they're all in this central store. So it goes to the central store and it gets the car type. It then, after it's displayed that, it adds on this strange looking string, \n. Remember, that's just a new line. So it will take a new line. So that the following text will appear on the next line in the user interface. On the next line, it puts in the string for. So you've selected then the car name, for, and then it goes and grabs the number of hire days, and then it displays the string days for however many days. Then it takes a new line. On the next line, it puts in the text from, grabs the location out the store, displays it, and new line. On the next new line, you are, grabs the age, years old, takes a new line, and then on the final line, total hire cost will be total cost, and that's what we've just calculated up here. So it's either going to be the flat rate cost, or if they're under 25, the flat rate with the additional premium. And that's it. That's all that happens with the text block. So what else was on this page? One button to get another quote. So basically to navigate back to, so that's this link here that navigates all the way back to the main window. So that's the last thing we need to implement. So let's look at the results page again. So this is what happens when they click on that button. They just navigate 3 steps where we navigate into a main window. So we need to create one. So we create a new main window in memory, stick a label on it, grab it out of memory using the label, show it to the user, so display it on the screen, and close this results window because we're now done with that. And that concludes the videos for each of the windows. So hopefully you guys have found that helpful. If you've got any questions, then please use the discussion forum for Car Hire, and I'll be happy to answer any of them on there.